Now for today's class, we're starting on the ground, which means standard stuff, cross legs, fold over, sideways, twist, etc. So a little bit of a warm up for the center and of course for your hips and your lower back while seated. Once with cross legs, once while kneeling, standard stuff. But then after that, we'll move on to the shoulders. All right, we'll try and retract and protract the shoulders in different ways if possible. Now, because we don't have much with us, we don't have a bar, you may not have a wall to invert yourself. We'll probably have to find out a few inventive ways of trying to achieve the same object, or maybe we just have to do a little less. But the idea is to move the shoulders in different directions. So I'm talking about a retraction, which is your shoulder blades moving towards each other, a protraction, which is a hunch where your shoulder blades move away from each other, correct? An elevation, which is shoulders going up to your ears, and a depression, which is shoulders going as far away as possible from your ears. We'll do that just to start off with, not enough to tire us out, but then we'll try and use those in different postures, or you'll have more awareness of the shoulders in different postures as we practice today. So that's the idea. Let's begin, please. Simple cross legs, right leg in front. First, just going for full length, fingers interlocked, turn your palms upward and go straight arms. Now, when you do this, don't try and curve, but make sure you're not slouching either. Absolutely straight up. Enough. Hands down the ground, breathe in, and exhale, go forward. No need to go too deep if you can't, but just straight arms. And remember, the cue is go forward, not necessarily go down. Keep your hips on the ground. Enough, come on up. You have the right leg in front. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, turn to the right, right hand behind you. And quite gentle, we're just starting off, so obviously nothing's going to be too deep. Inhale back to the center. Hands behind you. You can turn your fingers outward if you like to protect the wrist a little bit. But remember, we're not lifting the knees, all right? Keep the knees down here. Breathe in, open up your chest, roll your shoulders back, and breathe out, hips up. Just a straight line. That's it. And down. Last one over here with the right leg in front. Knees up, fingertips forward, touching the ground, lightly touching the ground. Lean back or round up just a bit, and get your feet off the ground. It's like you're trying to get your thighs towards your chest. Now remember, your feet don't go away from you. Keep them as close to yourself as possible. Compact as much as you can. And release. Same thing on the other side, left leg in front. Fingers interlocked. Palms up to the ceiling. Straight arms, let your shoulders rise. Hands down on the ground, breathe in. And exhale, go forward. No need to go too deep if you can't, but just straight arms. And remember, the cue is go forward, not necessarily go down. Slow inhale, come on up. You have the left leg in front. Inhale, right arm up. Right hand on left knee, turning towards the left. Inhale, come back to center. Hands behind you. Breathing in, chest and shoulders open. Breathing out, hips up. And down. Knees up, fingers forward. Round up a little bit and lift your feet off. And release. Beautifully done. Okay, almost the same thing, but now kneeling. There we go. On your knees, fingers interlocked, palms up, hips on heels, just reaching up with your hands. Down. Separate the knees a little bit. That'll make it easier. Hands on the ground. Breathe in and exhale. Go forward. Look up first. Slowly push yourself back up. Join your thighs again. Sit tall. Inhale, left arm up, turning to the right. Come back to center. Inhale, right arm up, turning to the left. Breathe in, come back to the center. Now, separate your knees a little bit, separate your feet a little bit, and come on up, hips up. So you're not sitting down anymore. You don't have your hips on your heels. You're kneeling, hands on hips. Breathe in, roll your shoulders back, drop your head back, and just a tiny bit of a bend. Really nothing much. Release, come back to center. And for the last one, set your hands down on the ground like you're doing a cat pose. But now we'll change things slightly. From this perfect distance for the cat pose, you'll move your knees a little forward. So just a little bit. Your knees are now forward of the hip line. So the cat pose is a little shorter than it should be. Of course, we're not doing the cat. Now, get your knees just slightly off the ground after hunching your back. So breathe in, breathe out, do a bit of a hunch, and lift your knees just 1 inch off the floor. That's it. Stay there. And down. Relax, release, let it go. Sit back, shake about a little bit. Now let's work on the shoulders. Now, for the first one, we'll actually do two movements. One will be easy just to sort of get you used to it, and the second one will be slightly hard. We're talking about protract, retract. That's the one. And we'll do two of these. First, in the cat pose, or at least should I say in the cat pose distance. Now we're not doing an actual cat pose, we're just working on the shoulders. Breathe in and let your chest drop down, let your shoulders retract towards each other. Breathe out, hunch as much as possible, moving your shoulder blades away from each other. Inhale, retract. Exhale, protract. Let's just do one more. Straight arms. Inhale, chest to the ground, shoulder blades moving towards each other. Exhale, rounded shoulders, shoulder blades moving away from each other. And that's it. Stop. Sit back, give your wrist a bit of a shake. Now let's do the same thing but with a little more weight, which means we will do it in the plank. Okay, remember you want to get that rounding. That's the important part. The retraction comes easy because, well, gravity is helping you. It's rounding after the retraction. That is a slightly tricky bit. Hands on the ground, legs back in the plank. On the inhale, same thing, retract shoulders. Exhale, rounded shoulders. Let's go 4 more. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale. Last one, retract, protract. And that's it, knees down. Okay, now we'll try and figure out elevation and depression. And a good way to do this would be with 2 blocks. Now, if you don't have 2 blocks, you might not be able to do one of the movements completely, but that's okay. So here we are. Use 2 blocks. If you don't have 2 blocks, don't worry about it. One on either side of you. And I'm not really worried about lifting my feet off the ground or doing a swing or a low asana. I'm just trying to get into the shoulders. So here we go. Lift your knees up a little bit. We won't be lifting the feet. Depress your shoulders. Absolutely straight arms. Now from here, elevate your shoulders. So shoulders go near your ears. Absolutely straight arms. And this is why you needed the blocks. And let's go 4 more. Inhale, rise, shoulders down. Exhale, sink, shoulders up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And last one, rise and sink. That's it. Hips down, relax. Keep your blocks away. You don't need them. Now, the last one would work better with a wall, but seeing that all of us don't have access to a wall, I have one over here, but not everyone does. Let's just try and do this in something that looks like a down dog. Not a very perfect down dog, but semi-inverting yourself. Let's go. Hands on the ground. Lift up into a down dog, and then get your feet a little closer. Now, from here, exactly that same thing. Depression and elevation of the shoulders. Let's go. Shoulders relaxed. Your head goes closer to the ground. Push the ground away. Your head goes away from the floor. And 4 more times. In, out. Head closer to the floor. Head away from the floor. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that's it. Knees down. Relax way down. So that bit is done. Now let's just do a few quick surya-namaskars and start our practice. Keep your blocks and your belts close by. You never know when you'll need them. But first, surya-namaskars, come on up. Feet together, palms together. Namaskar 1 and Namaskar 6. That's it. Release. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, forward bend down. Left leg all the way back. Into the plank. To the mat, knees, chest and chin. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale, down dog. Left foot forward, right knee touch. We're moving a little faster than usual. Exhale, forward bend. And breathing in, up and behind. Straighten, let it go. One more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Right leg back, knee touch. Plank. 8-pointed salute. Cobra, chest up. Down dog, hips back. Right foot forward. Forward bend. Inhale, up and behind. Straighten, release. Namaskar 6. Up, down. Left leg back, knee touching the ground, arms up. Hands down and plank. Down to the ground. Cobra, chest up. Down dog, hips back. Left forward, right knee touch, arms up. Hands down and a forward bend. Inhale, up and behind. Straighten, let it go. Continue up, down. Right leg back, arms up. Hands down and plank. To the mat. Cobra, chest up. Down dog, hips back. Right leg forward. Low crescent lunge, arms up. Hands down, breathe out, forward bend. And inhale, up and behind. Straighten, release. Wonderful. Standing postures, feet slightly apart. Now we're starting with the back bends, which means go a little easier, right? Don't force it. Breathe in. Fold over. Left leg back, knee touching the ground. Now, if you like, point the back foot. If you're comfortable over here, that's fine. We're just doing the low crescent lunge again. Come on up. And arms up. Slightly back. Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. Back up to the center, hands down. Change legs. Right leg behind. Left leg forward. Take your time. Sit up. Arms up. And a little back. Straighten up, hands down. Now, come on up for a moment. So step together. Inhale up. And let's prepare for the next set, or use this as a yardstick. Hands on waist, elbows behind. Breathe in, push your chest forward, drop your head back, push your hips forward, straight legs. Inhale back up and release. Now, every time we do these standing back bends, yeah, the lunges, warrior one, etc., we will repeat that one, and hopefully it goes deeper, or at least it feels more easy every single time. How can you tell whether it's getting easier? Simple, you can breathe better. And that's a very good yardstick. That's what you're trying to get at. Next set. Breathe in. Exhale, fold over. Left leg all the way back. Back knee touching the ground initially. Now, do not point your back foot. Keep the toes tucked under. Sit up and get your arms up. High crescent lunge. Back leg straight. Now, careful here. We're not elongating the position anymore, but we are trying to curve a little bit. Breathe in and using your upper back, try and create a bit of a curve. Wonderful. Straighten up, hands down, change legs. Right leg back, left leg forward, knee touching the ground initially. Why do we touch the knee? Because it's just so much safer to get up. Now you're less likely to be leaning forward, etc. And you get a decent distance, which you can always increase later. Body up, arms up, right leg straight. High crescent lunge, which is basically a variation of warrior one. Breathe in, reach for the ceiling. Breathe out, create a bit more of a curve. Hands go further back. Remember, you're using your upper back more than the lower back. Arms up, hands down, wait. Step together, bend your knees, inhale up. Now, same thing, feet together or apart, hands on hips, curving back. Feet together or apart if you want to keep it easier, hands on your hips. Breathe in, lift up your chest, roll your shoulders back, drop your head behind, and curve. Straight legs. Inhale back up and relax. Next one, standing bow with the outside grab. Right arm up, left hand outside grab. Breathe in, reach up for the ceiling, and go push your foot back into your hand. When you want to increase a little bit, then maybe you lean forward ever so slightly and go even higher, if you can, of course. Breathe in, come back to neutral, release. So before we do the other side, let me just take a minute and tell you this. With the standing bow, you get your leg as high as possible. And then, of course, because you can't go anymore, you might get the chest forward. And then again, you go leg, leg, leg. And if you like, maybe a little bit of the chest. So the wrong way to do it would be to initiate by going forward. That's what you don't want. Feet together, left arm up. Right hand back, outside grab, hold the foot. Breathe in. Foot starts pushing back into that hand, no turning at the hip. Foot starts pushing back. If you want to go a little deeper, maybe you need to take your chest slightly forward and then you can get that right leg even higher. Inhale, return. Leg down, arms down. Wonderful stuff. Feet apart or together. Hands at the back over here. Breathe in. Open chest, shoulders back, head dropped, and go for the curve. Remember, you really want to push your hips forward so you don't feel like you're falling. Inhale, return, and that's it. Release. Breathe in. Fold over. Downward facing dog. And use the down dog to give your lower back the rest it needs. Let's continue. Right leg all the way forward. Simple high lunge. Back leg exactly straight, absolutely straight. Neutral neck. You're not looking forward. It's a neutral neck. So you are looking forward at the ground. You're not looking forward at the walls. Change. Right leg goes back. Left foot all the way forward. High lunge. Now, we're not going back into a down dog. From here, step together. Inhale, come on up. And we're doing a standing Pavan Muktasana. Feet together, fingers interlocked. Right knee up, grab. Now stand tall first and then start increasing the pull. Beautiful release. Fingers interlocked. Left knee up. Stand tall and continue with the pull. So while grabbing the knee, you might have sort of bent the other leg or something like that. You might have stooped forward a little bit. That's fine. But before you start the pull, you're standing absolutely erect and release. Okay, fine. Now, we got just one more. But to do that one more properly, we'll need to do another one as a prep. And it's like a high lunge with a tiny difference. We'll strain it or we'll work it a little more. Let me show you first with my left leg and then we'll do it all together. So don't do it just now. Breathe in. You'll fold over. I'm taking my right leg back just to show you. Now notice my knees above my heel, correct? From here, you'll take your hands a little behind and shuffle that right foot further back. Okay, that's what we're hoping to achieve. So your knee is absolutely stuck to your shoulder or your armpit. It's not directly in front of you. And if you like a little more strength, you can actually just touch fingertips to the ground for balance, not resting on your hands or your arms. Okay, that's what we're doing. And then we take it forward to the last posture in the standing series. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Left leg all the way back, simple high lunge. Okay, wait here for a few seconds. Hands a little further behind. Left foot, shuffle, 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 go further back, go further back, go further back. As much as you like, whatever you can control. Now, if you're happy with this position, you use your hands just for balance, so only fingertips lightly touching the floor, just for balance. That's it. So what you're doing is you're loading the front leg and then you're stretching it at the same time. Beautiful. Flat palms on the ground. Get the back foot a little closer first and then change legs. Right leg back, down dog. Left foot all the way forward. High lunge. Waiting for a few seconds. Hands a little further back. Right foot. Shuffle it, shift it. Do not step. Shuffle. If you like, loading the front leg by touching the ground just with fingertips. Just that much. Wonderful. Palms down. First, get that right leg a little close. So step back into your down dog, shake about a little bit, give yourself some rest. And we've come to the final standing posture. Bend your knees, step forward. Come on up. Wonderful. What we're trying to do here is you're imitating a lunging position, but standing vertically. So your knee will be close to your shoulder and your foot will be out in front of you. To make this easier, bend the standing leg in the beginning and only later, if you can, straighten up the standing leg. All right, let's do this. You can keep your left arm out for balance or even touch the wall if you think you need to do that. Otherwise, just hand on hip. Now, right knee up. Notice I need to bend the left knee slightly. Correct? Grab the foot from outside. Pull the foot up to shoulder height, and you notice your knee is almost in your armpit. Or in fact, it is there, not even almost. Wonderful. Foot facing forward. We're not straightening that right leg. Get the knee to armpit, and if you can, left leg straight. So your thigh is just slightly beside you. It's not in front. It's just a little to the side. Otherwise, how can you get the knee to the armpit? Wonderful. Left knee bent, right foot release, and down. Now, I can't see your faces, but I hope you enjoyed that. A lot of you, your faces are hidden. Changing legs. Here we go. Right knee slightly bent, left knee up. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Let me just start this again. Right hand either on hip or even outside, touching the wall if you need it. Knees slightly bent, left knee up. There we go. Grabbing the foot from outside. Now, facing the foot to the front of the room, pull that foot until your thigh is right beside you. Knee, underarm. That's it, perfect. And if you can, right leg straight. Remember, your foot is in front of you, not going out to the side. Wonderful. Right knee bent. Release the left foot, feet down. And that's it. Lie down on the ground. Standing posture is done. Cross your shins, hold on to the feet, roll up. Starting off with the tiger, hands and knees on the ground. Let's do this. Right leg back. Right leg up about hip level. Now breathe in, curve the back slightly, and take the right leg even higher. At this point in time, you're looking forward. Do not tilt at the hip. So even if you're doing less with the leg, that's fine, but no tilting the hip. Breathe in, breathe out, knee to nose. And release. Left leg back. Left leg up to hip level. On the next inhale, leg higher, dipped back, look forward. Breathe in, breathing out. Hunch your shoulders, left knee to the forehead or even the nose. Down. Sit back for a moment. Give your wrists a bit of a shake. Now you're actually going to grab that foot like you would in the bow. Please remember, it's opposite hand and leg. That makes it easier. Only when you're really good with your balance will you go same hand, same leg. And I rarely ever teach that. Hands and knees on the ground. Tiger, but this time holding on. Right leg back. Now, left hand, oh, sorry, right leg up. Right knee bent. Foot pointing to the ceiling. Now, left hand, go. Turning your shoulder, turning your chest to the side. No need to look behind. Your foot is there. Look forward again once you grabbed it. And let's go. The foot helps to get the arm higher up. It's not the other way around. So your foot is the engine here. It's pushing against your hand. Your leg is the engine. Beautiful. Come down a little bit. Then release. And again, exhale, knee to nose. Down. Left leg back. Left leg up, hip level only. Knee bent, toes pointing to the ceiling. Turning your chest towards the right. Right arm goes back, finds the foot. Once you've got that, now let's do this. Foot pushes into hand, going higher and higher, creating a deeper curve. Keep looking forward. Release a little bit. Now let the hand go and exhale, left knee to the nose, or if that's too easy, to the forehead. Down. Wonderful work. Down the ground. Before we go ahead, one cobra and one upward facing dog. Hands precisely beside your chest. Feet slightly apart. Inhale, up, 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 and only if you can, straight arms as well. Notice the shoulders. They're not elevating, they're depressing and rolling back at the same time. If you like, look up. And down, slow. Hands a little lower, so near your lower ribs, going into an upward facing dog. Please remember it's straight, strong legs. Inhale, chest up, 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 lift off. If your neck is okay with it, look up. Straight legs. And down. Drop your head, wait for a moment. Come up onto your forearms so that while you're resting, you're also preparing. Now we're going to go for the bow posture, Dhanurasana. Now we've done it 100 times before, so what's different today? We're doing it twice. First, we'll grab the feet or the insteps. And the second time, we'll see if we can actually grab the ankle or the shin, the lowest part of the shin, of course. Okay, let's try it that way. That's the way we're getting into it today. So you're lying down, get your chest up a little bit, bend your knees. One hand holds the foot, other hand holds the foot. So you're just grabbing in steps for now. Once you've got that, lie down again. Get your head down, relax. Inhale, look up, roll your shoulders back, start the back bend. Go, try and get your knees off the ground as well. And release down. Head down, wait for a moment. Second attempt. Chest up just a little bit. Bend your knees, but this time instead of the foot, grab the ankle, or let's say the lowest part of the shin. Go one hand, other hand. And some people find this easier, some people find this harder, so don't worry which group you belong in. Inhale up. Wonderful. Release. That was fantastic work. Head down. Slow. Sit yourself up while I show you what's happening next. For your final back bend for today, and you're ready for it, we're going into a shoulder bridge, but as far as possible, you will try and grab the ankles. Okay? Now, there's two different ways of doing it. You can grab your ankles first and then try and come up, or you can get into a shoulder bridge first and then sort of shuffle your feet closer to yourself. Try and grab the ankles. Really up to you. You have to take maybe a minute or so trying to figure out which one works for you. So you're lying down on the ground, get your feet as close to yourself as possible. Remember, slightly apart. Let me just show this. So let's say I've started off right and I can't really grab. Now you can walk with your feet or you can even shuffle with your shoulders. Just make sure you're not using your neck. Grab the ankles and then push the hips up even more. Very important that once you've got the grab, you're still trying to push up. Otherwise, it looks like you're leaning, like you're doing this. So you want those hips to go up. You want your knees to be, or let's say your shins, to be almost vertical, not like that. All right, almost vertical. Let's see if it works. Maybe it doesn't. It's okay. Feet slightly apart, as comfortably close to yourself as possible. Remember, we will move them later. And let's go. Inhale, hips up. Now, are you touching? Maybe you're just about touching, but you can't really grab. Now, if you like, you can move your feet. Personally, I don't prefer that. I prefer doing a very gentle, slow walk with the shoulders. And there we go. You can grab your ankles. Once you've got that, hips up, go higher. And rest for a moment. Now, we're not doing it right now, but this is the second option, so you can just have a look. And like I mentioned before, the second option is grab the ankles and then try and come up. Obviously, this may not work for some people. The thing is to get your heels as close to your hips as possible so that you can actually grab the ankle right now. Now, when you grab the ankle, you got to inhale first and make sure that you've opened up your chest, and only then can you come up. All right? That is the difference. Some people prefer option one, some people prefer option two. That's up to you. Rest for a moment. Okay, simple cross legs, hold on to the feet, roll up into seated position. And let's continue with a dandasana. Legs out in front of you, hands pushing into the ground, right beside your hips. Absolutely vertical back. From here itself, let's take it further. Arms straight up. Keep reaching up. And without drooping back like this, keep reaching up, right leg just a couple of inches off the ground. Just an inch, and that'll do. Down, left leg slightly off the floor. Down, beautifully done, relax. Shake about a bit. Right leg straight, left knee out to the side. We're starting with a twist. Left arm up. Go forward, hold on to the outer edge of the foot, and try and turn. Don't try and pull yourself down, we're just turning. Inhale, come back to the center. Okay, final one on the same leg. Inhale up. And you're doing this just to create length in the back. Maintaining that length in the back, get your hands down to the ground. So you don't slouch when you get your hands down. Look slightly forward, breathe in, and let's go walk forward with your fingers. Go. Just a bit. Just a bit. So you're resting on your hands. You're not pulling. You're not holding the foot and pulling. And go as forward as you comfortably can. Maybe you can go all the way down, but there's no need to do that. Just think of forward. Now, if you're all the way down on your leg, of course, you drop the head. But if you're even slightly off, you look forward. Hold on to the foot. Inhale, half up. Exhale, release. Perfect. Left leg forward. Right knee out to the side. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, outside grab, turn. Come back. Inhale, arms up just to create some length. Preserve that length, but fingers down. Breathe in, and let's go. Walking forward with the fingers. Just a bit. Constantly looking forward. No pulling, just moving forward. If you like, fold completely, but even a little bit off is good enough. Hold the foot, breathe in, half up. Exhale, release. Okay, wonderful work. Last posture with effort. Both legs out in front of you. We'll start easy and then we'll take it further. All right. Hands somewhere beside you. Somewhere beside you. You can even touch your palms to the ground. Now, careful. All right. You don't want to roll back or fall or anything. So, in fact, rather than beside you, I'll say start with hands a little behind, lean back ever so slightly, and go both legs up and down, both legs up and down. Yeah, just a bit, twice. That's all. Now, hands beside you and go both legs up and down. Straight arms, push into the floor. Lean forward slightly now, up and down. Okay, a little stronger. Yuko, no leaning back. Now we're leaning forward. Hands a little more forward, somewhere beside your knees. Breathe in, breathe out. You might have to round up a little bit and go both legs up and down, up and down. Okay. Now, you should go further than that, but luckily that's all we're doing today. In fact, we're trying something different. And we're going into Brahmacharya asana, also known as the L sit. A good idea is to have two blocks somewhere near your thighs, not near your hips, somewhere near your thighs. Go. If you need the blocks, go for it. Hands on the ground, somewhere near your thighs. The further forward it is, the harder it's going to be. So let's say 1/3 or halfway up your thigh. Breathe in. Depress shoulders, lift the bum off the ground. Perfect. So you notice that's a protraction and a depression going on at the same time. Right foot off, 1, 2, 3, release. Left foot off, 1, 2, 3, release. If you can, both feet off, 1, 2, 3, and release. Beautifully done. Lean back. Shake, shake, shake. Otherwise, you'll cramp up in the quads. Shake. Legs more than anything else. Yeah, you want your thighs to relax. And that's it, we're done. Just a simple reclining twist, and we'll finish today's class. Knees bent, fingers interlocked under the head, right foot in figure four, right leg in figure four. Breathe in, dropping to the right. Come back up. Change legs, right leg down, left leg in figure four. Exhale, drop to the left. Come back up. Release the legs, free your arms, and lie down with bent knees today. So feet apart, knees knocking into each other, knees bent. Slow, shuffle your feet together, drop down to the side, push yourself up, and get into your squat. Hands forward, touch the ground, help yourself up. Feet apart, feet together, palms together, breathe in and out.